What if you could make one decision to unleash everything great in your life? Would you do it? Would you say yes? Aren't you tired of your relationships, your health, and so much more suffering because you lack the truth you need to change? The life you desire is within your reach. You can achieve all the success, happiness, and prosperity you deserve by simply learning the secrets that lead to real personal transformation. Change is hard, but not impossible. You just have to make one radical decision to get real. And there's no better authority on the real steps to change than David G. Evans.
Some men trust in chariots. Some men trust in horses. But we will trust in the Lord.
David G. Evans is leading the charge to bring you the power to change your life. He is committed to the mission of helping you transform and become a person of power, and it starts with his all-new system to change your situation. At the centerpiece of this life-altering collection is David Evans' groundbreaking training course. From ridiculous to radical to real, this means war. In this series, you will discover the steps to change. This series includes 2 powerful messages, each on winning the battle in your mind and cultivating a language of faith. That's 4 messages, 4 power-filled hours of material. If you want a better marriage, this series has the answers. If you want to achieve financial independence God's way, the secrets in this series will empower you to make it happen. If you want a life of power, anointing, and influence, this series will show you how to get it, and there's more. You're looking for serious, immediate results. So Bishop Evans will also include one of his best-selling messages called Weapon of Warfare. This classic teaching will build you up to start fighting in the spirit for what you deserve. This powerhouse collection, from ridiculous to radical to real, and Weapon of Warfare, will give you all the biblical strategies you need to change anything in your life. This collection will ship to you immediately with your gift today to David G. Evans Ministries. This ministry is revolutionizing the kingdom by empowering believers. Souls are being saved daily, and we need your help to grow this impact in a real way. Call now and sow your seed of just $35 for your transformation to help people around the world. Your $35 love gift goes straight to the front lines of ministry, providing help to those that need it most. Call now. Make the decision to get the power you need to change your life forever.
It's now easier than ever to stay connected with David G. Evans and the Bethany Baptist Church family. Follow the ministry and rejoice in all that God is doing by following us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. On Facebook, you'll be up to date on the latest happenings, and you can watch our Sunday services on Facebook Live at 8 and 11 a.m. Eastern.
Here comes the power. Hallelujah.
Words of wisdom and encouragement can be found on Twitter, and you'll get up to the minute sermon points as they happen in our weekly worship services. Follow us on Instagram and be blessed by the inspirational and special moments that are highlighted each week, and meet the people who are the heart of our ministry. And if it's video you want, subscribe to the Bethany Baptist Church channel on YouTube. See the celebrations, the special events, and the many, many people who are helping to transform lives one at a time. Stay connected with David G. Evans on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube, and become a member of our broadcast family today.
Adversaries come in many forms, but you will be victorious when you realize that worship is warfare.
Adversaries are necessary because without them, you never really discover your purpose.
We've accepted what somebody told us we were in our past. So our past is sabotaging our ability to hear instruction.
We are not much unlike a battery. The negative is the thing that's needed to produce the power.
I empowered you to overcome everything you've overcome up to this present moment. I fixed you for what's going to happen after this. You were in the mind of God long before you were ever born.
You are not alone in your battle. God has your back because worship is warfare. Put these 4 messages in your arsenal today on CD or DVD. Equip yourself by visiting our website or by calling 1-800-591-8480. It's the catalyst for change you've been waiting on. New Mind, New Me from Bishop David G. Evans.
I want to be loved. Why do I take the person that loves me and kick them to the curb? I want to be wealthy, but I spend all my money. You were created and given a slave, a doulos, a servant called your mind. Your mind is out of order when it questions your command.
If you are ready for true transformation, Bishop David G. Evans would like to bless you with the New Mind, New Me 4-message DVD set. Order today, and you will also receive Bishop Evans' national best-selling book, Healed Without Scars, as well as the Healed Without Scars music CD.
My mind's going where I tell it to go. It'll never go back. It's my mind. It's going to do what I say.
All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. Be prepared to watch a new you emerge.
Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to On Point. This is Pastor Nick. We hope you guys are doing well on this nice fall, crisp Saturday morning. We hope that you guys have a great morning so far. This is the day that the Lord has made, and we will rejoice and we will be glad in it. Do us a favor and hit that share button. Let people know that we're on point today at 9 a.m. We'd love for you to chime in. We're watching your comments and listening to them. We're going to talk about a few of them as we talk about some very important topics this morning going on in the world from a cultural, biblical, spiritual, psychological, emotional place. We want to be able to be an assistance to everybody this morning. So again, do us a favor, whatever platform you're on, hit that share button and let people know we're on point. Again, you guys are the greatest audience and we would love to hear from you. Give us a call at 866-743-8267. 866-743-8267.
Hey, man.
We both running in here.
Man.
How you doing?
That's what we get for hanging out last time.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. How you doing?
It has been a busy week.
Yeah. Who you telling?
It's been a busy 2 weeks, man. I feel like
It's been a busy year.
Man.
2 years.
Feel like I've been all over the place.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it's not over yet.
No, we got today.
A great leadership seminar today.
Yes, sir.
3 services tomorrow.
3.
Is it?
No, it's our regular tomorrow.
Oh, it's throwback tomorrow.
Yeah, it's 5th Sunday tomorrow.
Oh, I
Yeah.
love throwback Sunday.
Yeah.
I wonder what era we're going to be in tomorrow.
I think, what did you give him?
Is it the 70s this time, Chris?
I know it's the mob thing. I think you gave him some
Yeah,
Thomas
that's
Whitfield
the formation.
songs, I
Yeah,
think.
Thomas Whitfield. That
Yeah.
Going to be that 70s and 80s feel in here tomorrow.
Yeah.
Those of you who respect the great traditions of the church, 5th Sundays, we call them throwback, where we enter an era of music and just have a great time remembering and feeling what we used to feel. It's just an amazing time.
Yeah.
So you wanna come on down tomorrow at 8 and 11, experience Throwback Sunday with us.
Yep.
Look forward to seeing you. What a week.
Yeah. To say the least. It's been interesting.
My president's in trouble. Looks like it's real trouble. Just have to see how they work it out.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, everybody's thinking that what else have they thrown on this secret server?
Mm-hmm.
Which means some of his conversations with the Russians are probably on there.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's something as simple as this. I think that he probably, most likely, has tried to cut real estate deals for after he's out of office to build Trump properties in those areas, which would be illegal.
Right.
In addition to the fact he's probably said some stuff that he shouldn't have said.
I'm sure. I'm sure. Yes.
Because
that's out here.
That's a given.
Because he didn't get away with the things in the Mueller report. They didn't. The Democrats, in my mind, if this is their opportunity, are wasting it. I thought the questioning the other day, 10-year-olds could have done it better. I don't know why every question has to have a preamble of your particular point of view before you ask the question, which to me gives plenty of room for the answer to be all over the universe. Every question is some kind of Gettysburg Address before they get to the question.
They do that a lot, though. That's crazy. I don't know why they do that. It's weird.
It muddies the feel of the inquiry. It obscures the real question. And quite honestly, when they finally do get to the question, you're not sure it's the question.
Right.
Because they've embedded it in so much other nonsense. I'm not trying to be impressive, trying to make sure their constituents hear something.
That's what I think it is.
When in actuality, why don't you just, did you X, Y, and Z?
Right.
And then
it's the political game. They gotta showcase their thoughts, their anger.
If they were lawyers, they weren't good lawyers because they don't know how to ask questions.
I think it's the game they play.
It's just silly.
It's the game they play.
And the point is missed. And, I've got a pretty good ear. I'm listening like, are you going to get to the point? And then the guy answered, he does all this integrity stuff. I'm a big-time SEAL. He can't ask her a darn question.
Right.
In the military, I thought it was yes or no. Nothing.
Yeah. It's a show. It's a political game. They know they're on TV.
Unbelievable.
So they gotta pop.
I would think you would want to make a point.
You would think. But everybody's getting excited about this. I'm going to lay back and just wait and see how it flows out. Because remember, Republicans still control the Senate.
Absolutely.
You can't impeach a president without both sides in agreement.
Right.
They're going to have to get they're going to find the bullet. Just literally.
Undeniable.
It has to be beyond reproach for them to actually go through this. Because it's got to be enough to get that side. Now, but he did throw Pence under the bus too.
Now I heard that, but I didn't hear what he said.
He when he
did not do that.
Yeah, he did. When he talks, he rambles.
That's the most loyal guy he has around him.
I know.
Pence has compromised his faith, his image. All those things to support stuff. You can see in his eyes he knows, look, I'm just saying this because it's my job to support him.
Right, yeah.
So what exactly did he say about Pence?
Well, he was, he rambles and goes from one subject to the next.
You call it rambling?
Yeah,
I call it the fruit of a frenzied mind.
Frenzied mind, okay. Yeah, so he's going, he's rambling, and frenzied mind coming out. And he kind of was referencing, well, Mike Pence talked to these people too. Mike Pence knew what was going on.
No, he didn't.
He's like, I ain't going down by myself.
Under the bus.
Oh, man.
Yep. So it's because he was just all over the place. It was just he was bringing hits here, this here, and that area.
The envoy resigned yesterday too.
Okay.
To that
Ukraine?
country, yeah.
Okay.
The #1 ambassador, he quit.
Okay.
I'm
trying to. It's
He quit for a reason.
Yeah. Because they think his staffers sent that transcript supposed to be to the Republicans but sent to the Democrats too.
A gang that can't shoot straight. I tell you. How you gonna send it to the opposing side?
I know.
What is that?
The transcript that they had, they were supposed to send it to the Republicans. They sent it to the Democrat part of the Congress too.
They were supposed to be keeping it from them, and they emailed it to them.
Oh my God!
Now all the talk of Hillary's emails, Hillary's servers, all this stuff they got going on. How are you justifying this?
They think the American people are a bunch of dolts. That's what they think. They think that we cannot think that we just do what they say.
Yep.
Like sheep going to the slaughter. It's just amazing. They think we won't say a mumbling word. It's not correct.
Yep.
It's not correct. So now our president does this. He attacks. He plays the victim. He blame shifts,
Yep.
and then he uses a ridiculous diversion. Those are the 4 things he does.
Yep.
He's going to attack first. Then he'll deflect. Then he's going to play the victim.
Yeah.
And then he's going to change the subject with something crazy.
Yeah.
So now he decides to cut SNAP benefits. Right in the middle of this. So kids can lose their free lunch.
And what we learned on Tuesday, the food bank and stuff.
Food bank. New Jersey going to lose 90,000 people who are not going to be fed.
Yep. Yep. So now these kids are going to be affected that need school lunch programs.
But I want to know, maybe perhaps somebody can tell me. Someone can call in. Now, my president said that he was going to help the working man. As far as I can see, what he's done is help the wealthy and helped himself.
Yep.
How does the working man say the economy is better when the economy is better only for 3% of the population?
It's hope.
Hope.
My check isn't bigger, but the economy's going great. People are hiring. Now, mind you, they're part-time jobs, low-paying jobs. But it's the hope of the American dream that all of us can achieve this wealth and fortune.
All right, now here's the standard situation, I think. You're talking about a person that is already working, that has probably been on the job 15, 20 years, already has a house they're paying for, kids they're putting in through school, all the normal stuff. Not impacted at all, not invested in the stock market in any measure that would matter.
Yeah.
You know, not you buying stock with the 3 cent on your checking account every week. That's not what I'm talking about. So the market doesn't impact you. Your job is not changed. That's the average American.
Yep.
How do you say he's done a good job with the economy and it has not impacted you? And you paid more in taxes to the IRS this year than you ever have paid in your life.
And they were. One person was happy about their extra $10. I'm like, $10? $10?
Did they really say $10?
It's like $10. I got extra $10. I'm like,
$10.
Who is happy about that?
you got a family. Look by yourself. $10.
Not
Ain't
doing
gonna keep
much.
you but so long.
Unbelievable.
But it's that as long as he's doing, it's smoking. But America's always been smoking.
No, but
mirrors.
why are we being so lame in our minds to think that, okay, the stock market's doing well, that's not affecting me.
Yeah.
Not in a way I can feel every
Right.
week in my paycheck. Now, of course, my CEO
Oh yeah.
is making out like a bandit. And they're laying people off at the job.
Yeah. And they forget that the American economy is different than the stock market.
Absolutely.
The two, I mean, they do play with each other, but it's not the same thing. But
I don't get it.
neither do I.
So the deficit is over $1 trillion
Yep.
in just 11 months. But the economy's doing real well.
But it's always that taxes go down, quick burst,
What have we been saying?
the fall comes.
What have we been saying?
Yeah,
They got to get
gotta
the
pay
money
for
from
it.
somewhere. So they're cutting food benefits to kids. Unbelievable.
Yep.
So why are some states removing the Republican primary and caucuses for the next presidential election?
Because they don't want they don't want whoever's running against Trump to go to that state and do a debate with Trump, or they're basically trying to line it up where Trump just kind of wins the state automatically. Because there are a couple people that want to challenge him for a GOP
As it relates to who's going to be the GOP
president.
candidate.
Yeah, candidate. Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, they're not going to win, but they're going to try.
Yeah.
Like the Joe Walsh guy, he's going to try, and somebody else I think is. But they're already trying to set it up where Trump just win these states automatically.
Now, switching subject, am I the only one? Do we have that video today? Because
Yes, we have it.
My daughter's asked me about this video 3 times this week. And I keep saying I don't want you to show it to me because I want to see it fresh on Saturday.
Yeah.
So I can instinctively react to it.
They have it up.
So this police officer arrests 2 6-year-old kids.
For throwing a tantrum in school. Now in Florida, it's always Florida all the time. In Florida, I believe you can arrest a minor. It's not illegal to arrest a minor, but they recommend getting permission from your captain first, and you have to inform the parent. The police officer just arrested these kids, never informed the parents, never talked to his boss, overthrown a tantrum, detained the child. And the second one, when the second one came out, that's when he got fired when the uproar came.
So the part you left out was they both brought automatic weapons to school?
Just throw a tantrum.
Oh, wait.
Is that what they did?
They just threw a tantrum. 6 years old.
6-year-olds threw a tantrum and they got arrested.
Yeah, and the one 6-year-old was special needs.
By a grown person with a gun.
Yes. Yeah.
You mean handcuffed like?
6-year-old?
Handcuffed him.
Mugshots,
everything. I think the girl was having like a troubled
What were these
background.
children's names?
Well, here's the funny thing. The one I know is black. The officer is either Hispanic or he's black.
And if they don't show up to court, they're issuing an arrest warrant.
But I'm sure they probably bypassed all now because all the.
Okay.
At 6-year-old, like you take him out, talk.
You can't take control of a 6-year-old?
Right, and just talk, have a conversation.
I mean, you're a police officer, so you can't take control of a 6-year-old?
Yeah.
I get it, the teacher may not be able to touch the kid.
Yeah.
But the police officer can touch the kid.
Let's call your parent. Let's call somebody. Let's work on,
Sit your hips down.
Right.
We're getting ready to have. I'm calling your mother.
Yep.
What happened to that?
I know. A 6-year-old.
If a policeman had arrested me at 6, my mother would have punched the officer in the face first and then beat my behind for getting in trouble.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Absolutely. Did you see the girl, the police officer, the lady that killed the black guy in Texas? You saw her video?
I tweeted on that this morning.
Yeah, her tears.
I saw all the noise, but I didn't see any water.
No water. Her face red.
Yeah, no water. I didn't see no water. I was looking for water.
Yeah.
I stopped the picture, blew it up.
Yep.
I'm like,
Nothing.
oh, no. She had the sound effects.
Yeah. Yep. And now again, I'm not a conspiracy person.
Go ahead.
But now, I mean, when her mugshot, her hair was dirty blonde.
Right.
It was pure blonde at this case.
They worked on her.
She had little brown streaks up in there and all that stuff like that. Now
they worked on her.
And she got the whole look going. And
did she get fired? Who'd she shoot?
The guy. Remember, she went into the wrong apartment.
That wasn't the wrong apartment. Her and that guy was having an affair, and she shot him because he left her.
You better tell it, Bishop.
That's why she shot him.
Because and she blamed. I worked for so many hours in a row. She was really tired.
Now, come on.
And at the same time, if you're a police officer, right? I don't care how tired you are.
So she was in the wrong apartment. Thought she was in her apartment.
Thought she was in her apartment.
So she shot an intruder.
She told him to stop moving. He's like, "It's my apartment." She shot him. Here's the crazy thing.
That happened to be a lover.
Here's the crazy thing. If you're a police officer and you shoot somebody, aren't you supposed to call medics? Aren't you supposed to try to do CPR, first aid? She did none of that stuff.
Because she
just
was
called
trying
in.
to fix the crime scene. That's all.
She just called it. I need some help. And they came. If this was reversed.
Oh, come on, man.
Come on.
Different story.
All right. Can we see the video now?
You ready?
Yeah.
All right. Let's get the numbers. 1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. 1-866-743-8267. This is On Point, the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Reverend Nick Smith is here in one of those jazzy Florida shirts.
Yeah.
I like the material on that.
That's nice, ain't it?
Pretty cool.
You like those ones?
Yeah, man.
Okay. Praise the Lord.
Just got to lose a little weight to get up. I got to take extra large now. I'm filling out. Give us a call. We're going to see this video that everybody's been asking me to see, and I've been waiting on purpose because I wanted to share when you see it when you saw it. Let's see.
This year, my mom got me the perfect bag for back to school.
These colorful binders help me stay organized.
These headphones are just what I need for studying.
These new sneakers are just what I need for the new year.
This jacket is a real must-have.
My parents got me the skateboard I wanted. It's pretty cool.
These scissors really come in handy in art class. These colored pencils, too.
These new socks, they can be a real lifesaver.
I finally got my own phone to stay in touch with my mom.
Wow. Wow. Bulletproof backpacks.
I think I'm gonna bring a tear to your eye, man. Just
You got me.
I know, right?
Out here, just do this clip, and I'm watching them like, what?
Wow.
and we have to send our kids to school.
In that condition, worrying about that, thinking about that every single day, and wonder why they're having stress issues.
Yep.
When you really don't know if your school's going to be the school that day.
Yep. And that's insane that our kids have to worry about that.
It's terrible.
What compounds that for me is that our politicians won't legislate what we need to do to protect the kids. What bothers me also is that most districts have not increased the security at the schools. I mean, bona fide security.
Yep.
The fact that people that can get up and down the stairs and stuff like that.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
I'm amazed that we haven't had a visceral response to this.
Yep.
And if I hear someone else talk to me about leaders who don't want to go down a slippery slope,
right? Yep.
It's the most ridiculous assertion when a decision needs to be made that I have heard over and over again in the last 20 years.
Absolutely.
That's a slippery slope. You mean to tell me we can't make a tough decision and then not make a subsequent decision that's going to be detrimental?
Yep.
You mean we make this decision, so we got to make the next one? We have no concept of this was good, this one's not going to be good to add to it?
Yeah, and just leave it there?
It's ridiculous.
It is. When Clinton did the assault ban in the 90s, mass shootings went down.
Yep.
Bush and them let it come back. Everything goes back up again. Did we survive during those eras? Absolutely. I mean, the country was going along.
Yep.
And everybody's guns weren't taken away.
I think your right to kill people should be taken away.
Right. Yeah.
Should be. All this nonsense about, plus we're not in a situation where we're fighting in the streets against the nation.
Right.
We're not being invaded by another country.
Yeah.
The arguments are stupid.
They are.
And I am pro-gun.
Yep. Me too.
But I'm pro-responsible gun.
Absolutely.
My goodness.
Absolutely.
I don't need an AK-47 at my house.
Right. No. What do you need a flamethrower for? What are you doing?
You need a grenade launcher? Yeah. What are you doing? Housebreaking the dog?
Yeah, what are you doing?
He's digging holes in the backyard, so you launch a grenade to make him stop? What is that? Bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah.
If that doesn't say something to you,
yeah,
that's far enough.
Yeah. Let's get some backpacks and bulletproof doors. That's supposed to fix it?
No, it doesn't. It doesn't stop the mindset.
Yeah.
You're arming me before I go to school, and I'm a third grader.
Right.
Let's go to line 1, Kentucky. How you doing this morning?
Good morning, Bishop.
Welcome to On Point. You in Kentucky?
Yes, sir, I am.
Which part?
I'm in Lexington.
Well, good morning. What church do you go to?
I go to New Mount Zion in Shelbyville, Kentucky.
Who's your pastor?
The Reverend Dr. Kylie Gray.
Shout out to Reverend Kylie Gray this morning.
Yes, he's amazing. I wanted to say two quick things to you and Pastor Nick this morning. I caught your Wednesday evening broadcast.
The Bible study?
Yes, and it was amazing.
Wow.
I started following you, Bishop Evans, when I saw you on TVN with Mark Sharona.
Absolutely.
And both of you guys did this prophetic jousting that I just love. I loved it. When you two got together, I would just be in the floor.
Yeah.
I mean, it was so wonderful to see you two together. I could tell there was a real friendship there, and
Absolutely.
you guys really did bring out each other's gifts.
Absolutely.
Well, when I saw you and Pastor Nick on Wednesday, I love the fact that you are training him in such a way. I saw his prophetic gifts really coming out in the Bible study as well.
Absolutely.
And one of the things that I don't think pastors think about is their successor.
Mm-hmm.
And I can tell that you spend time with Pastor Nick because he's beginning to reflect your gifting, your gift sets. And I was really excited to see that, and I made it up in my mind that I was going to call you this morning to make sure that I said to you that you've been a blessing to the body of Christ with Healed Without Scars and all of that. But what you're doing with Pastor Nick and how you're conducting your Bible study is really a blessing to the whole country. So I just wanted to make sure you heard that this morning.
We appreciate it because, of course, when we try new things, we often wonder how they're going to be received, and not just by our church, but by people that join us online. The other thing is that we're trying to mix in, we're trying to get the right mix, so the people of God are edified, built up every single time they're around us. And I believe, hearing you and others, we are hitting a flow that I think that God's going to get the glory out of.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. It was amazing because I saw the same dynamic budding that I saw with you and Dr. Sharona.
Now you know Bishop Sharona is one of my closest friends. You said you could see that, but you also know that God used Bishop Sharona single-handedly out of all the preachers, and this is no slight, this is the truth. Out of all the preachers that I know, out of all the preachers that have been here for almost 30 years to come to visit us, he used Mark Sharona single-handedly to expose me to the TBN audience, which ricocheted my books around the world, my visibility. It was God using Mark Sharona that took me out of this obscurity and got people to see me around the world.
Well, you've been a blessing to the world, so you were waiting to be a blessing. I'm glad God used him. And I'm also very glad and happy that God is using you and Pastor Nick to change the dynamic of what the church looks like and how you set up your successor and how you train the young men to not just listen to you, but learn to flow like you.
Yeah, it's intentional.
And you guys do it masterfully.
Appreciate your call. Please give your pastor my regards.
I will. You guys have a wonderful weekend.
You too now. God bless you. Thanks for calling.
Bye-bye.
We got on 3 first?
Yes, Robin.
Robin.
Good morning, Bishop.
How you doing?
Nick.
I feel like I'm talking. I feel like I'm talking to you every day, girl.
I know, Bishop. I wanted to thank you for our conversation, and that would be a good message. What you said, people can love you, but they don't know how to care.
Right.
Because that really made me do some serious thinking.
Okay.
So I want to thank you for that.
Yeah.
And good morning to everybody on Facebook and Sister Gaines. And Pastor Nick, I have to say this to you. I'm going to get off because Tamara's in the car driving me.
Hi, Tamara.
So, Pastor Bishop said, hey. And I just want to say this to you, Pastor Nick. I look at you as my brother. I'm your big sister because the teachings and all the things you helped me with, and I love you so much. So,
I love you too.
Whenever
Thank
you
you.
Need me, your big sis, I'm here. I just had to tell you that.
Thank you, Rob.
Thank you.
You have a successful day, girl.
I am. You my spiritual father. But I wanted to just ask.
I thought you was finished. I thought you dropped the mic already.
No, I was giving y'all.
I can't be on long because Tamara's driving me, and I'm just gonna say this real quick and be done.
Yeah, she started out lying. I can't be on long. Go ahead.
Look, I got your back. You're gonna do that to me. That's all right. I still love y'all. But did you hear about the black student? Because y'all was talking about the different things. The black student 12 who claims white male classmate
Oh,
cut
yeah.
her dreads
Yeah, I saw that.
and pinned her down in the playground
Yeah, I saw
at the
that.
Emmanuel Christian School in Virginia.
Yeah, I saw it. I'm interested to see what's going to happen to the students that jumped her.
Yep.
That assaulted her. I'm hoping that it's considered an assault,
Mm-hmm.
and not just because she's a girl with dreads, a prank. See, there's a distinct difference sometimes, and all it has to do with who you are, whether it's a prank or whether it's an assault.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know what's this world coming.
And they
to,
called her
but,
ugly, called her, so
Yeah.
and so
And cut her
and all
hair.
that, cut her hair. Yes. Yeah.
That's racism.
Yeah.
It's sad.
But depends on who determines what. I've been teaching y'all that for years. Thank you, Rob.
All right, y'all have a blessed
Be safe
day. I'll
out
see
there
y'all
today.
tomorrow. All
Bye-bye.
right, thank you. All right, bye.
Hush.
Danny.
Bishop, good morning. How you doing?
Hey,
Pastor
man.
Nick Staff,
Hey, sir.
How you doing down there in sunny Florida?
Pretty good. I got just a question for Pastor Nick there.
Mm-hmm.
I like that shirt. Where did you get that shirt from? Looks very nice.
Bishop Mark Sharona.
Oh,
Florida,
okay,
yeah.
okay.
It was a gift.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what is
He pimping my
nice,
relationship. It's my relationship.
Right.
He get the shirt. So how that work?
and what is a nice crisp fall day? What is that like?
A crisp fall
day. You know, it's not that. It's actually pretty little warm out today.
It is?
It was a little this morning. You felt a little, but look. This is my season, bro. Just when hoodies come on, I'm right in here.
I'm trying to get him saved, Danny.
Man,
he likes the cold weather. It's not going to be cold in heaven.
But
I believe it's going to be about 85.
85.
Yeah,
you can relax by the water.
You know what I'm saying? I'm saying it's going to be. Yeah, you're gonna be really getting a tan from the sun. Yeah. Amen.
Right, the sun never go out. You just sit there and just lay out.
The glory of the Lord is gonna give you a tan year round. Amen.
Yes.
But Bishop, two things, and I'll get out of the way.
Okay.
You have debated me on this particular subject. I say that Florida is the most corrupt place in the United States. You say it's New Jersey.
Yeah, y'all literally might be. Yeah.
We might be neck and neck.
Right.
But to bring light into recent current events and things that have happened, I don't know if y'all seen the situation where this high school student, the police, you had about 4 or 5 police that taken him by the head, slammed him into the concrete, and what have you. The arresting officers, one of the officers that did the actual report, a lot of the information was falsified, and they found him innocent.
Even though they had a video?
Yeah, it had the video and what have you, but they, ran the technicalities and what have you. But the sheriff that we had, the governor, removed him out of office, okay? And
after
he was
that?
fighting that. No, not after that particular incident, but before, with the Douglas shooting,
yeah,
they tried to pin a lot of the blame on him because of the way that the officers responded. And my question to the governor and everyone else, what is the correct procedure that you do in the case of something like that happening where you have a shooting at a school? I know what you're supposed to do in response to a fire, and how you're supposed to act and perform during an actual fire. You have a fire drill. But what do you do when you're under attack with someone with a assault weapon?
You know what? We were just talking about this a little earlier. I get that. How my revelatory mind works. I've got this cause and effect thing working. I'm always amazed, and I'm taking a long way around, when politicians talk about leaks.
Mm-hmm.
When my solution for a leak is do the right thing, so you don't care what comes out.
Right.
So, but when they protest the leaks, they're saying we want to continue to do stuff, but we don't want anybody to tell it.
Yep.
So that's their response. It's almost like Jacob.
Yeah.
I'm not upset about the fact that I'm wearing a disguise.
Right. Yeah.
I'm upset about the fact that my father will know me.
Yeah. Yep.
So I'm segueing into, I get the backpacks. I get kids learning how to use there's scissors as weapons. I get all that.
Mm-hmm.
But what about doing stuff to prevent this stuff from happening?
Yep.
And aren't people's lives valuable enough for you to legislate so these wackos can't do what they want to do?
Yep. And using that excuse, doing something's not going to stop everybody, but it'll stop somebody. I mean, even if it drops 50%, that's a lot compared to before.
And I'm wondering, there's something with this NRA, which is in a lot of trouble right now. I don't know what the leverage is. These guys are afraid to cross them. And some of them aren't getting much money from them. They're getting $3,000 or $4,000.
Yep.
I don't get it.
Yeah.
And the other thing that I wanted to talk about, and I don't know if you had it on the news, about this lady in, I believe, in California in a CVS drugstore. And I think that this is what it's all leading up to. She said a statement that if it was illegal, which
I saw that.
She was saying the N-word a lot. She had all black on. Yeah.
And that's the true feeling, and it leads up to what's going on and the different things that are happening, and it's really tragic. But also, and I'll get off the air here, but with the lady that called from Kentucky, what she said, I've been saying that for years.
You have, John.
Bishop,
You have, Danny.
How you've been, helping, and anyone that wanted to come into ministry and what have you, you accept them. You have the proper training, and the way that the format is with your services, no waste of time. Everyone working together, and everyone is on the same page. Bishop, I compliment you on that. Keep the good work up. Staff, everyone, Pastor Nick, we love you. Continue. God bless you all.
Thank you, man. Tell my sisters I said hello.
We'll do. God bless.
Bye-bye now. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Yes.
Collingswood High School, they just found a kid yesterday, the 27th, had a gun in school.
Why?
In Collingswood.
Why?
They don't know. They didn't say why yet. They just, some of his peers got wind that he had something. They told a counselor. They searched his bags, and they found he brought a handgun to school. So they came in, took him out of class, and arrested him.
Okay, good.
And they said that they were surprised because this is one of the kids. He doesn't seem to be in trouble. He's quiet all the time. It's usually those types, not all the time, but usually those types, quiet, to themselves, reserved. This is Collinswood, literally, what, 10 minutes away from us?
here, yeah.
I mean, again, you never know how close to home stuff. And thank God these kids said something.
Yeah.
Because they say the majority of times these shooters, people know ahead of time, they just never report it. Or if they do report it, the people don't believe them.
I think that is changing because of the amount of violence that they've had to endure.
Yeah.
I just have a problem with us. I gotta tell you, when I drop my kids off at school, the thought crosses my mind. Who's this guy on the door going to stop? Are the schools locking their doors while the kids are inside?
Yep.
And who are you letting in?
And you just pray all day long, and just
it's a ridiculous pall to have to function under every single day of your life.
Yep.
And people are worried about it at church. They're worried about it. You can't go to the movies.
Yeah, you can't.
But our politicians don't think anything needs to be done.
Yeah. Because you let your own get shot and do nothing.
I was getting ready to make that point a little
I'm sorry.
earlier. I was going to make that point a little earlier. I thought with the kids in Connecticut, that would do it. When they got shot at the ball game, I said, okay, here we go.
Nothing.
I don't know what the NRA has on these people.
Yeah, man. They got
something on everybody, though. Everybody.
Something is not right.
It's not.
They can't have something on. There's nothing to get on everybody.
But I mean, the right people too, and it's influence. They got money.
Don't make sense.
They got money.
It's amazing. And then to find out that the Russians were infiltrating, and people are still back, and I'm like, I don't understand. The kids are going to school with bulletproof backpacks.
Yeah.
Doesn't that sing to someone?
Yeah. This is the solution. Give them backpacks. Like, huh?
Come on.
Protect the victim. How about stop the perpetrator?
Absolutely.
How about that?
What's wrong with that?
Right. just we do it with cars. After 9/11, they cracked down on all that stuff on no-fly list. And
Absolutely.
what you can bring on.
Didn't worry about your rights at all.
Not one bit. But they say, they're going to fix gun control. All the comedians are saying, if a bunch of black folk are registered for a gun, I'm sure they'll start thinking of something.
Yeah.
They'll start thinking of something. Because you know what?
That's foul.
But Ronald Reagan did that in California. When he was the governor of California, the Black Panthers were walking around with their automatics.
And they passed some legislation.
And gun control came in because the Black Panthers was walking around legally at the governor's mansion and all that stuff like that, down in City Hall with their guns. Could you imagine every black person dressed like a Black Panther and walked around in states with guns on? What would they do?
Legislate some gun control.
Legislate some gun control or go on mass firing squad. They come and arrest everybody, start shooting everybody.
That's what happened first before they do something about it.
Unbelievable. Crazy. I don't think it's that hard.
It's not. It's not that hard.
And it doesn't matter who gets killed.
Nope.
Have we had a break yet this morning?
No.
Why don't we have one?
Yeah.
This is On Point. I'm Bishop David G. Evans with Reverend Nicholas Smith, and we will be right back.
Isn't it time to stop reliving your past hurts and move on to a bright and hopeful future?
I have a right to be upset, but I don't have a right to be wounded for the rest of my life. So I choose to be healed.
Get rid of the bitter poison that unforgiveness administers to the soul with Bishop David G. Evans. Forgive again, live again.
It's a liberating experience, and being able to forgive someone and forgiving yourself. It's liberating.
Forgiveness will deliver me in 3 dimensions. From what happened, from who it happened with, from when it happened. Because sometimes you'll get free from the what, but the who will still have you bound.
This highly sought-after 4-part message of healing can be yours on CD or DVD. Act now, and we'll include Bishop's book, Healed Without Scars, with your order absolutely free. All yours when you visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480 today. The truth every man must know, and every woman needs to know about him. Let David G. Evans help you dare to be a man.
A trifling man, you can just be present, and whatever you do is okay. Good man pushing you to become, just by the way he is.
Bishop T.D. Jakes says, up close and personal, I wholeheartedly recommend this to men and women.
A next dimension man adapts to his environment and then changes it.
Giving women hope and men clarity. Martha Munizzi added, this teaching shows women how to motivate the men they love to soar.
A male ought to represent promise to everybody in his family.
Hailed by Stedman Graham as remarkable. David G. Evans' book, Dare to Be a Man, or the 3-message series on CD or DVD. Visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480. Now.
Let Bishop David G. Evans steer you towards some of the most meaningful, life-altering times with our Creator in Conversations.
God says, I want to have a conversation with you. Why? Right now, my thoughts are higher than yours. My ways are a little different than yours.
Man himself is the fruit of a conversation. God talking to Jesus, Jesus talking to the Holy Ghost talking back to God. They're having a conversation concerning you.
But if you start talking to me, you'll get to understand my ways and my thoughts. So God wants this conversation so we can ultimately become all he's created us to be.
I know the thoughts I have concerning you. And I just want to have a conversation with you so you can hear what I'm thinking about you.
Cultivate the most important relationship you'll ever have. Order Conversations today. When you write to us, visit our website or call 1-800-591-8480.
Welcome back. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans. This is On Point. #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America, 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Any smart device at David G. Evans 1. why don't you inbox somebody, tweet somebody, text somebody, call somebody, tell them we're on the air. The #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show. 1-866-743-8267, 1-866-743-8267. Give me an idea what you think, Pastor Nick, since you're the historian. How are the Republicans repeatedly justifying taking the deficit over $1 trillion every time they're in office? Because I can't remember a Republican administration in the last 20 years, maybe 30 years, where the deficit has not gone out of control.
It always has, yeah. It always has.
How do they claim to be the fiscal guys, but they always have the highest debt?
Yes. Well, for them, they believe they are jump-starting the economy. This is from what they say. That
with debt.
Yeah, and then it's going to magically be paid for.
By whom?
But that's part of what they call the programs to make up for all this, because they believe in low taxes, less money towards social programs, military, get more, and to them they hope that's going to balance it out. But you can never separate all of that.
So at the end of the day,
country.
At the end of the day, Mitt Romney really spoke the heart of the Republican Party.
Yeah.
And when he said, I quote, "I am not going to be everybody's president." I think he said he'll be 43% of the country's president.
Yeah. Yeah. And
so that's really the heart.
Is to set up for this current GOP is set up to benefit the wealthy. It just is what it is. And tax cuts, it's like steroids. Eventually, it dissipates.
Like, let's take Kentucky. How supposedly is the poorest state in the union? How do those constituents validate their representatives if they continue to be the poorest state in the union for the last 30, 40, 50 years? How does that work?
Because some people, they're so hard line on abortion, the whole gay marriage thing, that doesn't matter about all this other stuff over here. But because this person supports abortion.
But they're suffering.
We know that. Because this person supports abortion, we can't go along with it. So here's the thing. They say it's wrong to kill a baby in the womb.
Right.
But they'll keep legislations killing folk outside the womb, which is insane to me. But
it should be womb to tomb.
Yeah, it should be.
Protecting life.
But they have a lot of them have a hard line on abortion. When the crazy thing is, a lot of conservative Republicans get abortions. I mean,
of course they do.
The politicians do. I mean,
of course they do.
Come on, like,
they got a slush fund for inappropriate behavior.
Yeah, like
they have a slush fund for inappropriate behavior.
Yeah,
which means it's part of the culture. Which means those guys decided we know we're gonna do it. So let's get this hush money over here and start throwing it at people.
Yeah, yep.
Unbelievable.
And Sid said something good online. Some of it in these states are about the supremacy of the white culture.
You think maybe that's why they didn't go after Trump and his proclivities? Because it's part of the culture around the Senate and Congress.
Yeah. When it's a Republican.
Yeah, when it's a Republican.
Yeah, Democrat, family and faith and
They
values.
must have been really frustrated when President Obama gave them absolutely nothing.
Yeah,
but a tan suit.
Tan suit and mustard. Because he used mustard on the sandwich, and
that was a big deal.
Yeah, that was a big deal. Yeah. Yeah, but it goes back to that racial thing is there.
George Bush didn't have a lot of scandal, did he?
Nah, not really. His biggest thing was the Iraq War.
Okay.
The second Bush.
Yeah, the second Bush.
Yeah, that was really his most thing.
The first Bush, I don't recall him having a lot of scandal.
Nah, his biggest thing was just he said no new taxes and raised them.
Well, he had to.
Yeah, he had to. Like.
He got in there and figured, oh man, we've set ourselves up for failure.
Yeah. 8 years of Reagan.
You cut the revenue coming into the cash register.
Yep.
It's got to be paid for some other way.
And
the only way they do it around here is either cut programs or raise taxes.
Yep.
When maybe they could find some programs to shave and not raise taxes so high and get the same effect.
Yeah. Cut the military budget down.
Yeah, and shifting all the responsibility to the states. Just watch how the political mind works. I shift it to the state, which makes you request aid, which means nationally I have done what I said I'm going to do, even though I'm forcing you to ask me for more money.
Yeah.
But it didn't come the way.
Yeah.
It's silly.
It is.
It's like when they cut the pay in Camden to meet the budget, and then gave most of the money back after the new year. Just to be able to say we came in at a balanced budget.
Yeah.
Then gave all the money back and unbalanced everything all over again.
Look, one thing a lot of whoever's working behind the scenes in this political game, they know people.
Absolutely.
And they know what's going to get us and what's not going to get us. And they're playing that, and they playing people by the strings.
But what's amazing is so repetitive.
I know
that those that are being played don't care or can't see it.
Yep.
Now, which do you think it is?
I think it's a mixture of both. Because to me, anytime we both could be poor,
right?
Both in the same live next to each other,
right?
But because your skin color, you think you're better than me.
Well, if that's the only thing you think you have,
yeah, that's all you have. What did
it's like some people who think they're attractive are very undeveloped in other ways because it's the only thing they really think they have.
That's true.
Okay.
Yep. And it feels like it's, but LBJ knew the premise of that Southern vote.
Absolutely.
I can't remember the exact phrase and how he said it. But it's basically like you can steal from these people all day long as you keep them focused on this thing over here. It's just.
Yep. They understood the psyche of the voting constituency.
As long as you make them feel supreme, even though they're broke, they'll be okay.
I think now they call it white privilege.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Back when I was coming up, they used to say free, white, and 21.
Okay.
That was the saying. I'm free, white, and 21. Some of our classmates would throw that out as the one thing they had over us minority students was that they were free, white, and 21. Yeah. So it was we had discussions about that not only in public school but in private school.
Yeah.
A lot of that in private school because we were only 6 minority students out of 660 kids.
Yeah.
So it was identity challenging. That was a good way to put it. Yeah. So.
Yeah. But they know him. But then at the same time too, this is where, like, if Trump runs again, I think he's going to win again. Reason why? Liberals have become so divided on if this candidate doesn't have exactly what I want, or if they got 2 stains on their record, I'm not voting at all.
Well, I think there's a Jesus thing gonna happen.
I hope so.
I think the Sadducees and the Pharisees gonna say that the heck with the fact I can't stand you. We got to come against this guy.
Because look at how they're separating now between, like I said, all these candidates.
Yeah, I think that's gonna change.
I hope so, because
he's been bad enough that they're gonna overlook some warts on this one.
I hope so, because technically, look, I like Elizabeth Warren. I'm sorry, she got Warren? Policy, she got plans, she talking the stuff, man.
She opens her mouth and some good stuff comes out.
She talking the stuff.
She's not afraid to answer.
Yeah.
I wasn't interested in her first.
Yeah.
But she's the only one that's really consistently doing this.
Yep.
Harris is good. You know what's bugging me? At times, Biden appears to have diminished capacity.
Yes.
Mueller, when he testified, appeared to have diminished capacity. The guy that testified yesterday or the day before regarding the whole whistleblower thing appears to me to have diminished capacity. The president appears to have diminished capacity. The guy from Kentucky, what's his name?
McConnell.
McConnell appears to have diminished capacity to me.
Yeah.
And these guys are making decisions.
Yep. They got a lot of juice.
Because the Mueller thing, I think part of the Mueller problem was he just didn't seem sharp to me.
Okay.
I'm watching like, where's the guy they've been bragging about?
Yeah.
There was no sharpness to him. He was not articulate the way I thought he would be, the way they were talking about him. They built him up in a way, you know, and then I listened to McConnell and I listened to the president. And these guys are not sharp.
Behind the scenes, they say McConnell's got a very strong hand. So he's influential. He's got juice.
But is that legacy, or is that
part of his
is that
legacy.
immediate intelligence, or is that what they call institutional intelligence?
Part of his legacy. He knows what he's doing. He knows how that whole Washington system works.
Okay.
So when he stands up and says something, them Republicans usually go with what he says. So he might have some juice and some intelligence behind the scenes as it relates to that.
I think he has institutional intelligence, which is different than you can call on your experience, articulate your experience. It does not mean you'll be very very efficient in present situations.
Right.
That's the distinction I'm trying to make.
Okay.
Well, this has been On Point. For Reverend Nicholas Smith, I'm Bishop David G. Evans, and we thank you once again for joining us on the #1 Saturday morning Christian-based call-in talk show in America. Live every Saturday morning from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. on any smart device at David G. Evans 1. That's at David G. Evans 1. Why don't you write us on the website? Let us know how you feel about the program. Tell a friend to join us every Saturday from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. Now, you remember faith acts like a thing is so even when it's not so. That it might be so. I hope to see you tomorrow here at the Plaza. God bless you and see you real soon.